this construction, no matter what age you are, no matter where do you work, no matter where you work, we often use this condition. For example, all of us, I can surely say this, that we want much more than we have. For example, if I were taller, I would buy that dress. It means I'm not taller and I can't buy that dress because the dress is very long or it's not suitable for me. Or if I were a president, I would announce a new law according to something. And the next type is third conditional. If plus past perfect, then future perfect in the past. Past perfect, then future perfect in the past.
Do you need any presentation or don't you need? I think you don't need that.
I don't need. In the past. Here we can say that, for example, if I had heard earlier, about your illness, I would have visited you. It means that I haven't heard about your illness and I couldn't visit you to the hospital. If I heard earlier about your illness or about your condition, I would have visited you. This means we use third conditional in order to say that something hadn't happened in future and we regret about this. For example, I wanted to visit him or her, but I haven't heard about her situation. I wasn't able to go and see him there. I mean, at the hospital. Or I planned to participate in some kind of competition, but I missed the announcement. I haven't heard about the announcement and I couldn't participate in this contest. In these cases, we use third conditional. After if, we have to use past perfect, then for the next sentence, future perfect in the past. For example, if I had had enough money yesterday, I would have bought that book. It means yesterday I hadn't had enough book to buy that book and I couldn't buy it. As we know all of these ones. Now we're going to I'm going to explain mixed conditional, and this conditional we can see this conditional mostly in tests. For example, mixed conditional. Here, the second type and the third type is mixed. On those grounds, we will call it as a mixed conditional. After if, we will use past perfect, and the next sentence will be in future in the past form. Past perfect, and the next sentence will be future simple in the past. It means would, should, in the past. For example, if I heard earlier, I would bring my laptop now. It means I haven't heard it earlier and I couldn't bring it. I couldn't bring it now. For example, if you had done it.
Трансляция кетет. Торда торич койдик ustad.
Earlier, you would.
Endi shunaqa doska bilan tushuntirib qo'yamiz. Hozir demonstratsiya ekranni qilsak, organizator bir kishi bo'lyapti.
Punished now. You wouldn't be punished now. It means that you hadn't done your task on time. That's why you're punishing. You are being punished now. or
so it means you have already punished.
You have already punished because you haven't done your work on time. For example, if I had heard about today's presentation earlier, I would bring much more information now. This means that
it is like at the end of your
action
conclusion.
Yeah. For example, if we had more money, I would buy it now. It means that the action or the situation is not possible and it's unreal, and I couldn't buy it now because I hadn't had that amount of money then. This is mixed type. Here we can see the third conditional, and here we can see second conditional. This is why we call it mixed conditional. Now I'm going to give some information or to share with you some information about implied condition. When we teach pupils present simple or future simple, we will always tell them that they shouldn't use conjunction after if sentences or after future sentences. After conjunctions, we shouldn't use. For example, after conjunctions, we shouldn't use future simple. For example, if you will tell, it's not correct. We say, if you say, or if you tell, I'll punish you. For example, if you tell the truth, I'll punish you. In this sentence, we are not allowed to use will shall after if sentences. But implied conditionals, we can surely use conjunctions after if sentences. For example, can I clean this part of the word? I need more space to write on.
Yes.
Implied conditions. Implied conditional here is an example. I don't know if he will win. I want you to give some attention to the word if here. Here, it means it serves as a conjunction. As I mentioned before, we could, in present simple, in future simple, or in zero and first type of conditional sentences, we are not allowed to use conjunctions with if sentence part. But in implied conditional, we can use it. I don't know if he will come. It means if he will win. It means that you are not sure if he will win or not. Or we can change the verb here. I'm not sure, I don't believe if he will come. In these sentences, you can freely use will or shall in if part of the sentences. In tests, we can often see this situation, this grammar rule, because it's a tricky rule. Why? As we know, in most grammar books, it's informed, we are informed that we don't have to use conjunctions. It means as long as, when, or as well as together along with these are conjunction words, and we're not allowed to use will shall with if part in the if sentences. But here we can use it in the sentence. Now I want to explain inversion with first, second, and third type here. For example, at the beginning of the session, I have mentioned about inversion and use of and the usage of it. Now we want to share some information, inversion in if sentences. In grammar books, we have given such kind of information about omitting if. Here, the first type with should, the second, and we have three types here. The first type is if plus subject should. It means future simple in the past. Word one, then future simple or present simple. This means that we can use this construction for real situations. For example, if you should pay at once, we will take some loan from the bank. Here, if you should pay all the fee at once, we can borrow some money from the bank. We will borrow some money from the bank. Some money from the bank. Here, it's possible we can omit should here. In this case, should comes first. We omitted if here. Should plus should you pay all the fee at once, we will borrow some money from the bank. In this case, if is omitted and should is coming at the beginning of the sentence. This is the first construction. The next construction is used for unreal conditions. Here we can see that the construction is for real situations. The next one is unreal, and here we should use if plus subject word 2 plus word 1, then future simple in the past. Future simple in the past. It means which should word 1 in the past. Let's take some example. If you were to go, you would take your sister along. You would take your sister with you. Here we can omit if, and in this case, with you. Where comes at the beginning of the sentence, then you, I mean subject, then to go. You would take your sister with you. You would take your sister with you. Here we can see that in this situation, if is omitted and word is at the beginning of the lesson, then subject, then to. Here, word to is coming together, but here, where and to are coming separately. This is a real condition. We can't say that it's possible that we use this construction for unreal situations. And the next type is with had. If you want ask any questions,
do you have any questions?
To give some information about the next.
Give us the translation of this.
The last one.
Yes.
If you were to go, you would take your sister. It means that you wouldn't go there and you can't take your sister with you together.
So this, all these three types are in unreal.
No, we can't pay this. The first type is for real situation. If you should, for example, if you should do the task, you will win the prize. It means you can do the task and you can win the award. We can use this, the first one, for real condition, but the second one is unreal. If I were to know the answer, I would tell you. It means I don't know the answer, I can't tell you right now.
Where to? It means to be to or not?
To be to is a modal verb, but the past form of to be to.
But we cannot use the sentence here, modal verbs.
We can use them in modal verbs. If sentences with modals, yes, we should. For example, if I could have been able, if I could fly, I would fly. Here, we can see that we are using could with unreal conditional, and this is a second type of unreal conditional. Or if I could have done the test yesterday, I would have passed it. It means that I couldn't have done the test the previous day, and I wasn't able to pass from the examination, for example. We can use modal verbs in if sentences. Here, where to is modal verb, just past form of modal verb. As we know, to be to has two forms, present form and past form. In present form, it is am, is, are to do something. It means that you have planned to do something. For example, I'm to leave at 4 p.m. It means I have to go there at 4 p.m. and I'll probably go there. But if I say I were to go there at 4 p.m., it means that I had to go there, but I wasn't able to go there. That's why this is used for unreal situations. Can I go on? Yes. The next type is unreal conditional 3. If plus subject plus head verb 3 or verb ed, then the next part will be future perfect in the past. It means subject should have verb 3, would or should have verb 3. Have verb 3. If we omit if, the construction will change to this form: head plus subject plus verb 3 or verb ed, then would should have verb 3. You can see it in the example. Verb 3. Like mathematics, English grammar is full of formulas. For example, had I known the answer, I would have informed you. Here we can see that I didn't know the answer and I couldn't tell it then. Here, this is the regular formula of if sentences for unreal condition. But if we omit if had comes at the beginning of the sentence, then subject and verb 3, verb ed or verb 3, and then would should have verb 3. Had I known the answer, I would have informed you or them. This is all about if sentences. Have you got any questions or anything to add? Because I want to continue with wish sentences. Wish sentences and if sentences are very close to each other. Why? Because we use wish sentences and unreal if for both of them for unreal situations. Now it's turn to wish sentences, and we use wish sentences in present form, in past form, and in future form. For example, in present form, we make wish sentence with past tenses. For example, I wish I could speak French. It means I'm not able to speak French. Or if there is not word, if the sentence is in condition form, we can say I wish I were a sportsman. It means that I'm not a sportsman. Or I wish I were a famous star. That means that I'm not a famous star. All of these examples are the first type, the present type of wish sentence. The second type is past tense, and we make past form of wish with past perfect. we feel, for example, if I had done the, I wish I had the test. It means I hadn't done the test, or I couldn't pass the test. Here, this action is related to the past. After which we have to use past perfect. The whole lesson I'm writing and writing. That seems a little boring to me.
No. I see my teachers, they like your explanation, right?
When they don't have any question, it means two cases. Either they understand everything, or
They're getting some
vice
information.
versa.
Malumat olasizlar, sizlar. Are you getting information?
Yes, be positive.
Conditionals,
Thank
it's
you.
important topic. Yeah.
Which present, which past, which future. The first one is present, the second is past form of wish, and the third one is future form of wish. Here, I wish, or subject wish plus past simple. It means subject verb ed. I wish. I knew the, for example, working on Photoshop. I wish I knew working on computer, for example. It means that I'm not able to use it. Here, new is in past form, but if there is not action there, after which we will use a word. I wish, I were, noun, adjective, or adverb or pronoun here. For example, I wish I were a doctor. That means, yeah. In past form, we use past perfect. I wish I had win the contest. It means that I wasn't, had won the competition. And for condition, it will be, I wish I had been either noun or adjective or adverb or pronoun. Adverb or pronoun. For future, after I wish, we have to use future simple in the past. It means wish I would go there tomorrow. I would go there. It means you're not allowed to go there tomorrow. To go there tomorrow. Tomorrow. For example, all of us have kids and we want them to be doctors or teachers or engineers, but we won't, in some cases, we won't allow them to be musician or artist. But if we ask their wishes, they say, I wish I would be an artist, or I wish I would be a zoologist. They know that we are not, we don't allow them to be artist or to be painter, because we want them to become good specialists, like architecture, like engineer, like IT manager, not artist or painter. I wish I would be an artist. We can also use modal verbs with if sentences. For example, only past form of modal verbs. It means, as we know, the past form of can is could, past form of may is might, or past form of have to, had to. For both three examples of which sentence, we only use past forms of modal verbs. As we know, modal words have present forms, past forms, and we are to use only past forms of modals with these sentences. For example, I wish, not why we use only I wish, because we don't know what does he wish or she wish. That's why we use I wish. I wish I could fly. I wish I lived in United States of America. We use wish sentences like if sentence for unreal conditionals. Do you have any questions or extra information? Now, I want to give you some exercises or to make your own some sentences with wish construction and unreal if sentences. Just a couple of sentences. One, feel free. Real if bilan wish ikkita gaplar aytamiz. Any volunteers? Unreal situation, if and wish sentence. For example, if I were a prime minister, I would change this education system. Or if I were a kid, I wouldn't have to go to school every day. Or if I were a kid, I wouldn't have to do all tasks. If I were a boy, I would become a military man. No idea? No examples?
No.
If I had the car, I would.
One more time, please.
If I had the car, I would drive it.
Which type of if sentence is this? Unreal condition and second type, yeah? Good. That's all. I've finished it. Thank you for your attention.
Very useful information for us.
Thank you. But if I had the chance to choose a theme, I would choose another theme, not if and which, because this information is given all the grammar books. We don't have enough information about third type of passive voice. For example, as we know, English has three types of voices: active voice, passive voice, and have something done in construction. And if I had known earlier about today's session, I would prepare more information on have something done construction, because this is very rare in our grammar, but we use very often this construction.
Have something being done.
No, we have something done. That means you haven't done it on your own. You made someone to do it. For example, I've cleaned my, I have had my room cleaned. It means someone did it for us. For example, we can use this construction in order to say, I have my hair cut. I have my hair cut at the barber shop. A beauty salon member did it for me. I didn't do it on my own. Yeah. This is much more interesting than wish and if sentences. Thank you very much. Example'larını çıkarıp koyayım da. Wish game, if game, example var hocam çıkartayım.
Translation bunga berganman.
Bundan olayım mı? Bunda bu taşlayayım. If bir if iki if uch masalan 0 1 2 3 deyapmiz-ku, implied farqi masalan bolalarga aytganimiz ifli qismda bog'lovchi kelmaydi deb o'rgatamiz постоянно. If you will demeymiz, if you do something deb aytamiz. Keyingi qo'shma gapni keyingi qismda sen bemalol conjunction bilan ishlataverasizlar deymiz. Ifli qismda conjunction bilan kelmaydi deb o'rgatamiz. Bu implied condition testda ko'p uchraydi. Imенно if mana shu conjunction bilan birga bir qismda keladi. Suppose if you will do it. Buni o'qiladi deb o'ylamayman bilasizki. Mana bu yerda u will shall обязательно ishlab qoladi deb deyman. Qoidaga amal qilmaydigan holatlarda ana shunda implied condition ishlatadi. Lekin masalan I don't know if they permit us. If they will permit us. I don't know if they will permit us. If thinking will so kill if thinking bog'lovchi keladi. Conjunction keladi. Aslında if lexinda conjunction ishlatilmaydi. Bu conjunction o'rnini bilamiz masalan. Shart bog'lovchilari yoki bo'lmasa bog'lovchi if
Sintaks kerak emasmi?
Condition keladi. Yo mashqini qo'yib qo'yish kerak. Endi if bilan wishga wishni
Qani o'sha mashqingiz?
examplelari bor edi.
Telegramdan tashlagansizmi?
Sizga tashlaganman.
Так, hozir. Bu yoqdan mana anaqa разрешение berish kerak. Uni demonstratsiya qilish kerak. Ha, bo'ladi. Darrov kelinglar, xo'p. Turvishga chiqmasin-da. Telegramdan tashlagansiz? Ana shu Telegramdan tashlagan. Mana bumi?
Ha, mana shu.
Bular ochilmayapti, mana bular, ha?
Mana shu.
Lekin ekranda yozmaydi. Yo'q, mana uchastka kiraymi? Mana паспорт, shunga дополнительный. Нет. Endi qo'yamiz bo'ldi. Xo'p.
Choose redundant word input.
Mana shuni? Okay. Ustoz shuni?
Mana shu. Tipo the explanation, the example.
Sizlar example-ni. Oy, uzr. So, qancha vaqt berasizmi?
So, 10 minut.
Ko'rinyaptimi? Yoki Telegramda ham demonstratsiya ko'rinyapti-ku sizlarda Telegramda emas, Zoomda. Bu yerda ekranda ko'rinadimi sizga hozir? Tashlayman. Hozir mana bu taskni bajarish kerak, chunki translyatsiya ketyapti. Mashqni nosini consolidation qilish kerak-da, okay?
Mustahkamlash bo'ladi.
So you may ask them to read the sentence and
maybe
find
turn
correct.
by turn
Yes.
we'll do it together
Or
or
according
not
to
in a
their
written form.
Yes.
Okay? Maybe
Qaytam
first is yours.
shunaqa hozir practice dars ketyapti, onlayn uzatilyapti. Kamdan kam bo'ladi. Bizda odatda prezentatsiya qo'yilib uzatiladi. Bu juda ham katta tajriba, mana shunaqa praktika usulida ko'rsatib berish conditionsni va wish sentencelarni. So as she has sent already and I'm demonstrating, you may do this task One by one, you may read, okay?
The first one.
Yeah.
I wish doesn't say that to Chanwas. No, he is absent.
No, we can't say it doesn't here because with which sentences we have to use only past form for present past, for past perfect, for future. No, not didn't, because didn't hadn't. The action has happened in the past. That's why we have to use hadn't. Next is yours.
Okay, I wish the weather were better here in summer, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes, were. The next is yours.
I wish I had the bigger
Car. Mine is too small. Good. So the next.
I wish Thomas were not be.
Thomas.
Weren't be.
Why weren't be
Won't be what?
so selfish? But he's always been like this. He were not be. He were not so selfish. We don't need be here. We're not. Yeah. The next is fifth one.
Can you see?
I wish.
I wish I knew.
No, new, because here is given last week. With last week we have to use past perfect. Head noun, yeah. So the sixth one. Phoned her. I wish I had known Carol was ill last week. And sixth one. More often. Study it. Why? Because my son doesn't study very often, and I wish he study it. For present situation, we use past. Study it is true answer here. And seventh, it's part now. I don't feel well. The action relates to the past, so we have to use past perfect form.
I wish I hadn't
Eat so much at
so much.
feels party now. I don't feel well. Yeah. Good. And the next. 8 ones. It's been someone answered that phone. Why? Now the action is happening now. I wish someone answered that door. Answer it itself, nothing else. Answer it. So the next is 9th. I wish. I knew. Because I want to know it now, but I don't know. That's why I have to use past simple. For present, we use past form. I wish I knew. It means I don't know now. I knew. So, yeah. And tense.
I hadn't.
Full sentence.
I wish he hadn't.
So he thinks we're not deaf. I wish he didn't speak so loudly. He didn't speak so loudly. We are deaf. Hozirgi zamonda past simple bilan beramiz, shuning uchun didn't speak deb aytdik. So the next is I wish you so fast. You are making me angry. You didn't drive so fast. Yeah. I wish Sandy late. We have missed the beginning of the film. Hadn't arrived. Yeah, because we have missed it. Film. Yeah. I wish Sandy hadn't arrived late. It means she arrived late. And 13th, I wish I could buy a new computer now. Yeah. And 14th,
I wish I hadn't forgotten
my umbrella on the bus. I'll have to buy a new one. Yeah, she had forgotten her umbrella on the bus and she has to buy a new one. Good. So the next is 15th. Yeah. I wish Maria. We can't use was for wish and we're not so impassioned. It does her no good at all. 16th, I wish you what to do. It really annoys me. You stop it. Yeah, I wish you stop it. In most cases, our husband says so.
So the next is a constant liars. Yours, I wish your friend told somebody. No, didn't tell. Didn't tell so much so many lies. And
Hadn't been so
no, here we can't say not hadn't been, but were not is because she is untidy. Recently, I've had an article about untidy desks. As we often can see, our children's desks are full of books and notebooks. It means that their ideas on mind are like these. They haven't decided everything clearly in their mind, and they represent that with their desks, with their handwritings.
Okay, next. Can you see?
I'm not very tall boy. I wish I were a tall boy. Good. So the next is I don't have a best friend. I wish I had a best friend. I don't drive a car. I drove a car. I study in the evening. So hadn't emas. I didn't study in the evening. I eat lots of sweets. Most of us do. Common for didn't eat lots of sweets, and I don't eat vegetables. I wish I ate vegetables. Ate, not eat, ate, past form of eat. Yeah. And the next, my father wants to visit Argentina. Rephrase these sentences using wish instead of I want. My father wishes. In these cases, we're using not I, but he wishes, she wishes, they wish. My father wishes. My father, many girls wish. My father wish. This is the first one. My father wishes.
He visited Argentina. Yeah.
My father wishes. Yeah, he visited Argentina. Children don't want to go home now. Don't want to go home now.
Wish didn't go home now.
Not now.
I didn't go home.
Okay, now is okay with because we use past simple for present actions. And Kimberly wants wish. Children is in plural form. That's why we have to use wish.
Wishes she were more beautiful than her sister.
Yeah, because it's a condition. Here is no action. That's why were. The boys want to play football every day.
The boys
wish. Boys are in plural form. Wish.
They
play it. They play it football every day. They play football every day. Yeah. I want to see you tonight. I wish I saw you tonight. So your past form. Yeah. Many girls want to be thin and pretty.
Many girls wish they were thin
and pretty. Yeah. And the next one, I don't want to meet her there.
We met her there.
We didn't meet her there. So in this part of the paper, here is given a text about Samantha, and we have to choose one of the verb, which is in italics. Wishes she went to school by bus. It means she goes to school on foot. Yeah.
The second one is
read the sentence.
It's a fine day. I wish we walked
down the beach. admire it, the way. Yeah. Don't we wish you were the most important man on earth? Yeah, it's true. Everybody wishes they had their own place. Yes. Sometimes wishes he traveled. Lots of interesting things.
I know the teacher wishes we did
Our homework every day. In some cases, we see every day and we try to use present simple, but here in which sentences we are not allowed to use present tense with every day, with usually with sometimes, because our mind is focused on keyword. If we see so far, we have to use present perfect, or if we see last week, yesterday, we have to use past simple. But in if sentences, we're not allowed to use past tenses with last week. We have to use past perfect form, or with present simple keywords, we have to use past form of the verb, or with future simple keywords, we have to use future simple in the past verbs. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Firuza ustozimizni yana bitta yaxshi qirralarini aytib o'tmoqchi edim. So'zlarni, masalan, sinonimiyasi variant tushyapti-ku testlarda, masalan, o'qituvchilarga. Bitta so'zni tushuntirib berganlar darslarda ishtirok etuvdi. Ma'ni so'zi bilan bog'liq. If you remember.
Yeah.
Can you ask it to explain? Siz o'sha so'zga bog'liq so'zlarni qaysi holatda, men o'zimizga ham testga tushganda aytdim sizga, transaction, deal bilan qanaqa farq qilganini o'sha yerda chiqqanimizdan keyin analyze qilib, bu haqiqatan deal so'zi aslida ma'nosini oddiy deb bilsak, juda ko'p qirraga ega ekanligi. Mana shunaqa so'zlar ko'pingizda bitta shuni tushuntirib bersanglar hozir. Demonstratsiya o'chiramiz. Mana shu ekranda bu yoqqa qaratib qo'yamiz ham. Parta whiteboardni switcharlar. Siz ko'rinsin deb. Qaranglar, chiqib ko'rinadi.
In this situation, we use different types of words for money. For example, in order to say all of these words are related to money. Dowry or charity or donation or ransom, all of them are money. Allowance, fee, fair, or
Amen.
tax monies, salary, wages, mortgage. For example, we use dowry in order to say that groom gives bride's parents to let him marry their daughter. Yeah. So charity, when you give your money as a charity, it means you don't take anything in return. For example, when you go to the shopping, you will give some money and you will take your good with you. You will take some kind of product or anything. But in charity, you won't take anything. But there is difference between the word donation and charity. Donation, money. For example, the government takes our daily salary and spend that money to improve, for example, roads condition. This money is donation money. And there is difference between charity and donation. What? Charity, when you give charity money, you give this money for free for your brother or for the mosques or for someone who is in need. But donation, the government don't ask any permission. This is donation. Ransom. When someone steals other person's kid and asks for money, this money is called ransom money. Bola o'g'irlaganda mana garov puli talab qiladi qaytarish. This is ransom money. And allowance, daily allowances, every day in the morning we'll give our kids for their fare. Kunlik harajat. And the next is fee. Wznos. At the end, yeah. At the end of the month, we have to pay for example, tutors or for our kids.
Also,
For
contracts.
yeah, for contracts, the fee. Fare for taxi. Tips. So tax money. We pay this money to the government. Yeah. Salary we earn at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month. Wages. What's the difference between the word salary and wages? We take wages for our daily work or for our weekly work. Salary, yeah, oily. So, yeah, I want to give some information about the word salary. In ancient times, salt was so precious food, so precious thing that the value of salt it was equal to gold. For example, Italian soldiers got salt as a salary. For example, in markets, in stores, everything was changed for salt. Salt was so unique thing that the word salary comes from that salt. Here, the stem of the word salt, salary, came from the word salt. Shunchalik qadrli bo'lgan ekanki, işte yer tagidan qalb olishim bilmaganda. Bir qop tuz, bir qop oltinga teng. Salt so'zidan salary kelib. Wages, mortgage. We will take mortgage from the bank in order to buy some kind of prosperity. I mean, house or cars. Yeah, it's a big amount of money. Mortgage. Mana shunaqa subsidiyalar kattaroq summada. Bu bankdan olinadigan masalan 3 million, 4 million emas. Kattaroq summalar mortgage. Bank loans deb aytsak bo'ladi. Pulga doir ko'p beriladi. Ham qizilda.
O'zbek tilida o'zini sog'liq ketgan bo'ladi ustoz. Chunki bular iborat terminlar va odam tushunishi uchun o'zbek tilini xohlasangiz ham tushuntirib ketsangiz ham bo'ladi. O'qituvchilarga tushunarli bo'lishi maqsad shu. Ba'zi so'zlar masalan aynan mortgage ipoteka uchun uydan uy uchun bundan tashqari ham ko'pi anchadan beri yozmagandan keyin anaqa ko'rmasang unutasan deydi-ku o'zbek qo'llamagandan keyin shunaqa shaklga kelyapti. Safarda deymiz. Ma'nosini qo'yganida uni bilmaganimizdan keyin qo'llashdi. Bu terminda
to'rt xil situatsiyada qo'yapti. Masalan, bankdan pul olyapsan deydi. Mana shu yozganlaringizni qo'yib qo'yadi. Sababki to'g'ri keladigan topish kerak. Masalan, shu bilmasangiz biz nima deymiz? Wage olish mumkin deysiz. Yoki
wage. Salary official workers oladi mana o'qituvchilar, vrachlar, ular o'zlari investment pul tikamiz ko'p, deposit, investment bular ko'p. Finance hammasi pulga da. Mortgage. Shu ipoteka uchun mana uy uchun kattaroq narsa uchun bankdan olinadigan krupniy summa, katta miqdorda bankdan olinadigan summa.
Endi savol berishlaringiz mumkin. Masalan, ustozimizga mana bu o'rganish joyi va hozir mavzu tushuntirdilar. Qanday shunday o'rganish mumkin? Self-study qilgansizmi yoki boshqa o'zlarini
Grammatika bitta narsa bilan masalan, bu deymiz hozir bu grammatikani olib tashladik-da, bolani speakingga e'tibor berish uchun gapirtiraylik dedik, lekin baribir biz grammatika bo'lmaydi o'ylayman. Ozgina bo'lsa ham grammatik ma'lumot bilan tushuntirib, keyin shuni speakingga bog'lab ketaveramiz-ku. 16 ta zamonimiz qara. Masalan, o'qituvchilar zamon bugun present simple o'tsangiz, erta future simple o'tasiz. Men unaqa qilmayman. 4 ta presentni yaxshilab tushuntirib olaman. Bola shu 4 ta present fahmlaydigan bo'lgandan keyin yuzishni tushuntirdim. Formula emas. Yuzishni ishlatilishini o'rgansa, u vaziyatda qaysini ishlatishni o'rganadi. 4 ta past, 4 ta future. Leveliga qarab 11larga masalan interpastlarni ham tushuntiramiz. Keyin o'sha grammatik mavzular qo'lga ketaveradi. Bitta kitob hech ham grammatika haqida to'liq ma'lumot bermaydi. 40 dan ziyod kitob yig'ilib, bitta grammatika shakllanadi. Mana bilgan narsalarimiz if wish nima deydi bola. Bu mail kategoriyasini 3-chi buyruq mailini bir turiga kiradi. Agar o'qituvchini o'zi yaxshi to'g'ri nima qilsa, bola ham qiziqadi. Qachon nimadir o'ziga kerakli narsa bo'lsa, eng qo'ligani ham hurmat, hech bo'lmasa qiziq bo'lmasa ham hurmatingizni joyiga qo'yib, eshitib, boshqalarni ham tinchlik o'tiradi. Bu grammatikada nimada? Masalan, modal fe'llar haqida mavzu o'tadigan bo'lsangiz, ikkiga bo'lib o'tganingiz yaxshi. Masalan, asosiy modal fe'llar passiv, nega passiv? Nutqda ishlatilishi bir xil, prosta ishlatilishi kam. Mainni, mustni, shouldni, have'ni, to be'ni biz ko'p ishlatamiz. Lekin will shall'ni ko'rsangiz faqat siz future'ni auxiliary deysiz. Lekin aslida uni modal fe'l ma'nosi bor. Ana shu nima qaysi nimalarda ma'lumotlar berilgan. TOEFL'da ham sarf kitoblari bor grammatika. TOEFL'ning o'zining kitoblari bor. Mana shu will shall haqida yaxshi ma'lumotlar berilgan. Keyin target education juda ham yaxshi ma'lumotlarga to'la. Will shall'ni ko'rgan odam biladi, что uni future'ni auxiliary'si. Lekin uni shall do'qpo'pisa uchun ili fikrini so'rash uchun ishlatiladi. Ili will bajonidil biror ish harakatni qilinishini. Modal fe'llarda ularda present'ini, past'ini, o'sha pastda o'sha ma'no o'zgaradi. 90% modal fe'llar past formda amalga oshmaydigan ish harakatlarda ishlatilishi. Ulardan keyin passive voice'lar, active voice'lar, something done, construction, reported speech, tag question, distinctive question ketaveradi. Non-finite form of speech. Bizdagi hamma uchun muammo non-finite form of speech, because most of us can't differentiate between the word participle 1 and participle 2. Ko'pchiligimiz uchun muammo bo'lgan narsa sifatdosh 1, sifatdosh 2. Chunki o'zbek tilida uncha farqlanmaydi. Ravishdosh bilan sifatdoshni. Keyin o'sha biz grammatika ham bemalol ingliz tilida gapirish mumkin, lekin baribir yaxshida bu o'zingiz uchun testga kirganda baribir grammatika kerak bo'ladi. To'g'ri, biz grammatika ham bemalol tilni o'rganish mumkin. Chunki bola tug'ilganda biz unga mana bu hozirgi zamon, bu o'tgan zamon demaymiz, avtomatik o'rganib ketaveradi. Hozir shunaqa nimaga o'tganmiz etapga. Lekin baribir essay yozishlarda grammatikani o'rni boshqacha.
Xorijiy foreigners o'zlari native speakerlarni grammatikani to'liq bilmasligi mumkin. Til yetakchisi bo'lgani bilan, o'sha tilda gapiruvchi bo'lgani bilan grammatikani to'laqonli bilmasligi mumkin. Lekin o'zini tili sifatida dunyoga tabliq etyaptimi, grammatikani ham o'rgatishni ular masalan shu yo'lga qo'yganki, aynan ingliz tilini o'rganinglar, lekin ingliz tilida biror bir darajaga erishmoqchi bo'lsangiz, grammatikadan o'tadigan to'siq qo'yapti masalanda. Lekin ingliz tilida bemalol gapiringlar, dunyo tilida, jahon tilida tan olinglar. Lekin shu grammatikasiga kelganda rus tilida ham shunaqa narsaga uchraydi. Rus tilida gapirish boshqa narsa, rus tilida grammatikasini bilish butkul boshqa narsa. Rus tilida o'qituvchilar men rus tilida dars bera olaman, rus tilini bilaman degan inson ham kelib grammatikada shunday qoqiladi, bitta dictation olganda ham shunday so'zlarda yoki so'zlarni yozishda xato qilib ketadi. Bu nimadan dalolat beradi? Chunki biz o'sha narsani hozir aytganda bolaga induktiv ta'lim o'tib ketdi. Induktiv ta'lim o'z naqada qoladi. Hamma til borasida. O'zimizda sandvichni oladigan bo'lsak, induktiv ta'limga o'tib ketyapti. Bola gapirish bu demak, ingliz tilida gapirish degani bu eng zo'r ko'nikma deb qabul qilinadi. Orada lak qolib ketib, elementar narsaga o'qituvchilar e'tibor bermaydi. Mana attestatsiyaga kirib chiqdingiz, attestatsiyada 40 tadan savol tushadi. Hozir global muammo shu bo'lib ketdi, ingliz tili o'qituvchilar attestatsiyadan o'tishi. Mana o'qituvchilar ehtiyojidan kelib chiqib dastur yarataman. Masalan, o'qituvchilarga mana o'zida advice mana qanaqa savollarga kommunikatsiya bo'ldingizki, nafaqat it condition, mana bu yerda modul bo'lishlar bor.
Modal fe'llar juda ham ko'p. Keyin mana shu moodni yaxshi qo'llaganda, masalan, seni o'sha yerda bo'lishing muhim. Ertaga 7 da soat mana shu yerda bo'lishing muhim. Mana shu narsani bermoqchi bo'lsak, biza you must be here at 7 o'clock in the morning deb aytsangiz, bu xato. Buni mood bilan aytilgan konstruksiya. U yerda javoblarda mana shu variantdan beriladi. Lekin u yerda siz aytishingiz kerak, it's compulsory that you be here at 7 in the morning yoki at 7 a.m. Nega? You must be here tomorrow at 7 o'clock desam, o'sha ma'noni beryapti. Mood bilan deb so'rab qo'ygandan keyin o'sha modal bilan buni berib bo'lmaydi. It's mandatory, it's compulsory, it's obligatory that you be here on time yoki at 7 o'clock in a.m. Mana bunda o'sha mana shu narsalarni so'ragan. ma'noni ko'rib tarjimasi rostdan shu-ku deymiz. Lekin mudda o'zini so'zlari bor. Masalan, sifatlar ro'yxatida it's compulsory, it's mandatory, it's obligatory, it's vital, it's crucial, it's important, it's urgent, sifatlar ro'yxatida. O'sha nimada fe'llar ro'yxatida masalan o'zini so'zlari bor. Command, recommend. Aynan o'sha so'z bilan bizlar modni ishlata olamiz. Moddan yaxshigina savol tashlagan shu nimada. Lekin hozir yangi o'zgardi-ku, hammaga bir xil darajadagi savol, lekin balliga qarab farqlanadi deyishdi.
Can you write some examples for this model?
Model word?
Mood.
Okay. Mayli bizlar biror ishni qilishga kishida xohish bormi? Ingliz tilida ushbu mod o'rgatamiz bolalarga indikativ mod. Bu mayli tarjima qilamiz. Indikativ mod. Imperative mod. Imperative mod и subjunctive mod. Indikativ modga уже ingliz tilidagi jamiki xabar ifodasini beruvchi darak gaplar. She works at the bank. Mana bu yerda darak berilyapti, что uni bankda ishlash haqida. Bu darak mayliga misol bo'la oladi. Jamiki xabar ma'nosini bergan gaplar bu darak mayliga bo'ladi. Ega kesimdan boshlangan hamma just gaplar. Imperative modga buyruq gaplardir. Buyruq gaplar bolalarga ikkiga bo'lib o'rgatamiz. Darak buyruq gaplar, inkor buyruq gaplar. Deyishni och. Darsda gapirma. Open the door, open. Bu buyruq gaplar bilan beramiz. Subjunctive mod mana shuni biz guruhlarga bo'lib o'rgatamiz. First step, second step, third step, fourth step. Bugun tushuntirgan if wish mana shu subjunctive modni bir bo'lagi edi aslida. Buni xohish istakmaydi. Masalan, mod mavzusini o'tganda mana birinchi tayfiga nima kiradi? Birinchi tayfiga tilak bildiramiz. Tug'ilgan kunimiz, ya sog'i yuzga kir deymiz-ku. Mana bu narsa birinchi turiga kiradi. Demak, bro aksarsa bless you deymiz. Mana tilak bildirishda ishlatilyapti. Yoki bo'lmasa tug'ilgan kun tabriknomasi yozyapsiz. Be healthy, wealthy, deb yozib ketyapsiz. Mana bu yerda bular birinchi taypga kiradi. Ikkinchi taypiga may bilan kirganlar. May bu yerda madar fe'l ma'nosini bildirmayapti. Kattalar dasturxon bo'yinda ilohim deydi, mana shu ilohimga to'g'ri keladi. May all your dreams come true. Ilohim hamma orzularing amalga oshsin. May our country will always beautiful word. Masalan, ilohimda mana shunaqa tinch bo'lsin deylik hozirgi paytda. Bu may bilan tilak bildirishda aytamiz. Masalan, may everything will be okay. Masalan, ilohim hammasi yaxshi bo'lsin. Uchinchi turiga bugun o'tganimiz if sentence, wish sentence. Mana bu subjunctive modni uchinchi tipiga уже kiradi. Keyin уже doska kerak buni. Bittaga yozaylik, ko'rinmaydi ortiq. Bitta gap aytaymi? May all your dreams come true. Hamma orzularingiz amalga oshsin. Bless you, yozdik. Be happy, be healthy, be wealthy. Hozir bunisini bitta yozaylik. May all your bu ikinci tayfiga bo'ldi. Uni if wishni 4 kalima qilamiz. Uni biz chunki ko'rdik, 3-turida mana bu maxsus so'zlar bor. Bunda konstruksiya o'zgaradi. It is bilan otlar, sifatlar, fe'llar ro'yxati ketadi. Otlar uchun o'zini so'zlari bor, sifatlar uchun o'zini so'zlari bor, fe'llar uchun o'zini so'zlari bor. Fe'llar z inanda z tushib qolishi ham mumkin. I subject verb. Mana bu yerda s, is qo'shish xato bo'ladi. Qo'sha olmaymiz. Masalan, It is. O to'rtinchi shart. Uni if wishni 4 ga tushirib, buni tushundik-ku, mana 3 dan. It is essential that sindor. Mana bu yerga I yozmadim chunki I bilan word 1 kelishini qo'shilmasligi hamma biladi. 3-chi shaxs olganim sababchi. Sindor come on time. Nimaga comes emas?
Es qo'shiladi dedik.
Mana bu yerda shu uzun sifat mood mavzusida mana bu nimadan keyin formulaga qo'yamizda qo'shmaymiz. Comes emas. Lekin buni kitoblarda should bilan beradi-da, should-dan keyin word 1 kelishini hamma biladi. Masalan, it's essential that sindor should come on time. Mana bu yerda sindordan keyin should-ni qo'yadi word 1. Buni ko'pchilik should-dan keyin wordni birinchi shaklda ishlatiladi. Bu normal holat deb qabul qilinadi. Yo'q, bu moodni should bilan keladigan holatiga kiradi. Bunda siz mood ekanligini fe'llar ro'yxatidan, sifatlar ro'yxatidan, otlar ro'yxatidan ajratamiz. Endi bu yoqqa yozamiz. Sifatlar o'rnida qaysilar keladi, otlar o'rnida qaysilar keladi, fe'llar o'rnida qaysilar. Adjectives, verbs. Crucial, vital, essential, urgent, mandatory, compulsory, obligatory. O'zi ko'p emas, yodlab qolamizda bularni. Muhim degan mana bular hammasini tarjimasi, bu uchalasi esa majburiy, ikkita tarjima bo'ladi. Bular uchun hammasi uchun muhim, bu uchalasi uchun majburiy degan перевод ketadi. Order, command, recommend.
Mandatory bu majburiymi muhim?
Majburiy. Bu bunga kiradi, majburiy. Recommend, require, demand.
Claim yazılan.
Claim. Order. And the other advice now. Advice. Recommendation. Offer. Offer. Command. Demek bunda mana shu maxsus so'zlar bilan ajratib ketaveramiz. Asosiy kesim bo'lmasa-chi, uyda hozir aytgan gaplarimizda kesim bo'lgandan keyin bunday word kelyapti. Просто wordga s is ni qo'shish xato bo'lyapti. Mumkin emas dedik. Lekin asosiy kesim bo'lmasa-chi, mana buni o'chiraman, formani o'zgartiraman. Mayli, mana bu qism.
Demak, o'sha so'zda bo'lgan kelayotgan joyda ma'noga qarashimiz kerak ekan-da, o'sha oxirgi sifat.
O'zi masalan millionta fe'llar olibda bular uncha ko'p narsa emas. Tavsiya qilinadi deyapti. Masalan, buyruq beriladi, talab qilinadi, taklif qilinadi. Require, demand, advice, offer. Offer. Buyoqdagi advice, word, buyoqdagisi noun. Endi asosiy kesim bo'lmasa, bu yoqda formula o'zgaradi. Z plus be или on или sifat, xuddi action condition deymiz-ku, shunday narsa. Olmosh или ravish. Masalan, aytamiz bolaga. Sen aytgan anaqa kuchli bo'lishing kerak, qo'rqmashing kerak deymiz-ku, masalan. It's urgent that you be strong. Mana bu yerda you be. Shunaqa bo'lishing muhim. Okay, it's advisable you be a doctor. Voch bo'lishingizni maslahat berilyapti degan ma'noda. Buni nimalarda grammatik kitoblarda zdan keyin mana bu yerga should plus word 1 bilan bergan holati bor. Çünkü gramatikamiz var. Mesela harflarlarda hem ana shu mo'llarga bunday qilinmaydi. Keyin yoritib turyapti. Bo'lmasa grammatika kitob judayam ko'p.
Yaxshi o'qilmaydi. O'shanga bir
Yoki juda ilmiy tilda yoziladi.
tavsiyalar
Target education yaxshi chiqdi hozir 2018-yildan beri shuni ishlatyapmiz. 12 ta grammatikani bitta qilib nima qildik. Keyin azardan Target education. Azar kitob, mesela azar part 1, part 2, part 3 bu mesela. Ana şu part 1 kichkina uchun, part 2 ham sal uzun. Cool. Birinchisi qizili, keyingisi qorasiz. Biz siyoh rang yoki ko'pini ishlatamiz. Mana shu siyoh rang ko'pga yaxshi. Masalan, troublesome words eng ko'p tushadi mana. Siyoh rang uchinchisi. Sitoraga kitob tashlayman, Sitora she'r qiladi guruhlaringizga.
Hozir guruhda sizni qo'shamiz. Guruhga qo'shamiz.
Keyin Keywords for Fluency degan collocation nima shunaqa yaxshi kitob bor. Yozaymi bir ikkita kitob? Hammaga kitob olib keldik, o'qib qarab, ham oladi.
Kitob yig'adi.